What up, sports fans? I'm Paulo Camacho, and this is the Macho Sports Report, where I talk to you about the sports stories that matter to me, hopefully matter to you. Oh, Jarryd Hayne, we hardly knew ye. It was less than 15 months ago when Hayne, the former National Rugby League superstar, signed a 3-year deal with the San Francisco 49ers. After months of international attention leading up to the 2016 NFL season and an up-and-down campaign with the red and gold full of highlights and lowlights, there were questions about whether the 28-year-old would again earn a spot in the 53-man roster in 2017. Those questions were silenced on May 15th when the Aussie decided to retire from the NFL. It was a sudden decision that shocked the 49ers organization, as all indications were that he would stay with the team to vie for another starting spot and running back and kick returner. But the former Parramatta Eel apparently saw a more lucrative opportunity, one he simply couldn't pass up, and one for pride and country. Hayne will attempt to make the Fijian national team in Olympic Rugby Sevens. He was made eligible despite his hometown of Minto, a suburb of Sydney, Australia, as his father, Manoa Thompson, is a native Fijian, and he holds a Fijian passport. Hayne isn't promised a spot in the final 12-man roster of the Fijian national team, but he will be given the opportunity to prove that he deserves one, something he did not too long ago with the 49ers. It should also be noted that despite a foray back into rugby, Hayne will be attempting another transition into a relatively different sport than he's used to. Olympic Rugby Sevens is a rugby union game, rather than the rugby league game that Hayne excelled in for 9 years in the NRL. While the attempt to excel in a different football code will likely be difficult, again, it's not like he was incapable of such a feat when he vied for a spot with the 49ers. This little detail, as it stands, makes me believe that Hayne's heart was in the right place when he made the decision to retire in the first place. After all, many contended that the reason Hayne made such an abrupt retirement decision was because he saw the writing on the wall in Santa Clara and figured that he had no place with new head coach Chip Kelly. Others posited that Hayne simply wanted out of a 49ers situation that likely wasn't going to use him in a significant extent. Those were understandable theories, especially with a rebuilding team like San Francisco. But if that was the case, wouldn't it have made more sense for him to return to the NRL, back to Parramatta, who would have given him a hero's welcome? Instead, he chose a whole new football code with an elite team that welcomed him with open arms. An elite team, mind you, that might not even need his services. Because of this, and not because I'm taking his words at face value, I truly believe that this wasn't about Hayne quitting a game he would never excel at. Just take a look at some of the plays he made in last year's preseason for that point to come across. This was about Hayne looking for another challenge. This was about Hayne attempting to conquer something he has no business conquering. This was about Hayne's competitive spirit, ever restless, wanting to prove the naysayers wrong, while following his heart to find his passion. I think that's just how Hayne is built. But hey, I could be wrong. I don't think I am, but it's possible. In any case, I just wanted to join the chorus of 49ers players who already wished him well and say thank you to Jarryd Hayne. In a pretty disastrous year for the 49ers, you galvanized 2 separate fan bases and helped make the NFL, if only for a moment, a more international game. On a more personal note, you helped me garner more views on a single video on my own channel. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, I want to hear from the 49ers fans and Jarryd Hayne fans everywhere. How will you remember Jarryd Hayne's brief foray into the National Football League? Leave your responses in the comment section below. I'm Paulo Camacho, and this has been the Macho Sports Report. Peace out, sports fans!